Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gaza with CD. Here's another one. Guys, this one is a little bit different, but same concept of the people that we have given power for the past 30 years. And this is what they are doing to the people of South Africa. Now, think about this. If you are a parent of a child that is highly sport oriented, whether that is in soccer, in swimming, in karate, boxing, netball, you name it. Do you know that, catered deployment has been the order of the day in these sporting fields where, for example, Netball South Africa, it's going to have, instead of a person who has experience in netball, or at least went to school, got a qualification in business management, gets the position of being a CEO in these government sponsored institutions such as our sporting regulatory bodies or whatever the case might be. And you are a coach, or you have a child, or you used to be a sportsman or woman, but you got frustrated. The word here is frustrated by the people that are on top, that are supposed to be giving you money to travel for sporting competitions, money to build soccer fields or netball courts or basketball courts or hockey pitch type of situation. People that you've written to and said, hey, in our township, this is the program for the youth so that they do not find themselves engaged in unwarranted activities. Please build us a soccer field here with an amphitheater because this space is open and it's not occupied by anybody and is not owned by anybody. But they ignored you. They ignored you because that means they're going to have to spend money that needs to go into their pockets, assumingly or presumably, if that's the word, right? And now it's becoming clear. You know what they always say to people in my circle? Guys, what you do in darkness will always come back in the light. And I know I'm not the only one who said it. The great book called the Bible has said that even. So one day things will be revealed, just like in this video that I'm going to show you. Things are unraveling for the evil that was committed in the darkness, and now they come with words that mean nothing. The higher education people were talking about omission. If it was not omission, it was internationalization. This group, they are all about consultation, consultation, consultation. Now, let me ask, if you are employed, first you go through a slew of processes. You know, number one, I've got the qualifications and I may have the experience, and then you apply by submitting a visa, your CV. I'm going to say visa, your CV. And then the company, they look at the CVs, and then the best ones that they think, oh, this is a good candidate for our company or for our establishment, then they call you for an interview. You go to the interview and you smash it. Then you probably go for a follow-up interview and you smash that interview again, and then you get the job. And then once you are at the job, it is because the company believed that you are capable of this position they are giving you. You are a professional in it. Now imagine you get employed subsequently, and then you get into the office, you are given the keys, and then you start working. And now, as an employee who's supposed to know these things, when you go and get a consultant, you get a consultant on your job. Who is qualified here, you or the consultant? Because you took the job because you knew you are capable of this job. So now why are you getting a consultant? Because you got employed for this job because you are an expert in it. Hi, Bo. Why are we being played? That's because this is catered deployment at its best, guys. This is catered deployment. It's got nothing to do with professionalism. And you ask yourself, why our sporting scene looks so horrible today? Coaches are frustrated. Sportsmen are frustrated. Schools are frustrated because they will write forever to Department of Sports and they get nothing. And now you know why. Because they consult. A whole CEO consult. Why did you become a CEO if you're still going to consult? Aren't you the expert? I don't get that part. I really don't get it. But of course, we know that these are inflation of prices. 2 million rand of consultation. What are you consulting for 2 million rand? For 2 million rand. What are you consulting? Huh? What are you consulting? No, guys, crime is being committed in our government department. It's not like I'm telling you something that is new. Well, I'm telling you something that you already know and you've always known. Unfortunately, this is where we're at. So I'm just going to let this video play so that you get to see what your vote has been doing for the past 30 years. Yeah, your vote. Because guys, we cannot run away from the fact that we contributed to this. The more we were lied to by the ANC, the more we ran and stood in line and voted for them. Now, your child got to suffer when it came to sports. Maybe couldn't take that trip overseas because the Department of Sports did not want to sponsor your child. Now you see where that money went to. Now you see where the money for sports uniforms and kits have gone to. Yeah, it's our vote, guys. We've got to take responsibility, unfortunately. We have to take responsibility. And now that we know what our vote has been doing, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? That's all I'm asking you. Because this is evil, guys. This is evil that is being demonstrated right before our eyes. And I agree with Ashley Souls that in the past 30 years, evil has been running this country. Evil. Because when you steal from the people, you are committing evil. You are not committing love. You're committing evil. Real people get to suffer when you take 1 rand out of 1 million rand. That means now that 1 million rand is short of a rand. When are we going to understand that? These ones are bad. They don't take bayagepula. We all know which governments are some governments are corrupt. But you know how they do it? In Zulu, we say Ibanjenge Gundwane, meaning be like a rat, bite and blow. No, these ones bayagepula, meaning like they gouge the whole thing. They don't take in bits and pieces. They gouge. Aye, but fair too. This has to come to an end. But anyways, here's the video and please have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.
The players that were netball players that died. That's what I remember at the top of my mind.
You spent 41,000. What did you use it for?
Honorable member, with due respect, can I get back to get the details, because this is not for this financial year.
No, you are correct. It's not for this financial year. It's for the 2024-2023 financial year. At the financial years that ended in 2023 and 2024.
Exactly, honorable member. I was employed in October 2023 and I wanted to be given an opportunity to go and check, and I will report back.
So you didn't do your homework before the portfolio committee? You present us a report, you don't do your homework on the report. What must can happen? Yes?
I did my homework.
Now you don't know what the 41,041 rand was for.
Can I humbly request that I go and check those details, Honorable Jacobs?
You cannot humbly request that you go and check details. It doesn't matter how you change the wording of your request. I want the answer now.
I don't have the answer now.
So you don't have the answer?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Then I want to move to correctional services. 53,091 rand was spent to a line item called correctional services. What was that for? And what is your name, CEO? I want the South Africans to just hear your name and surname.
My name is Mudiegi Komani.
Ya leboha.
My name is Mami Diale. The money for correctional service, what happens is, as and when Department of Correctional Services has a championship, they request support from Netball South Africa. And with that support, Netball South Africa will invoice them in terms of selectors, in terms of umpires and all that.
Thank you very much.
So they will pay that money.
That's fine. Then I want to know, you paid 119,217 Rand for a social media influencer. Why and who was it? And what was the results of it?
This is that was part of the 2023 Netball World Cup, and
Nope, it was 2024. It ended in that financial year.
Say that again.
The statement ends for the 31st of March 2024. So who was the social media influencer? What did they do? How much did they cost? And what was the person? What was the outcomes?
That's when the CFO is absent, Honorable Jacobs.
But we need a response, Chairperson. We need a response. There's people here that ought to account to us now, and I want the accounting now.
That's when a CFO is absent. This is what happening.
Then you sit here with silence. And I think that the nation deserves to hear the silence also, because I can feel in the room there's a tension that you can't cut with a butter knife, you can't cut with a meat cleaver. Leave the tension and give us the answers. That is what we want. So please tell me, who was the person? What was it used for? There's got to be someone here that knows that.
I don't have the details, Honorable Jacobs.
You don't got the answers. You don't have the answers.
The details.
You don't have those answers.
I don't have the details.
So you don't know where the money went.
I'm saying the details of the particular influencer.
The details of the particular influencer.
Yes, Honorable
And
Jacobs.
you don't have the results of your spending on that particular influencer.
We do have the social media report of the spending, Honorable Jacobs.
Thank you very much. Then I want to know, you spent 47,000 Rand, 47,568 Rand on consulting fees. What was that for? It's just there, a line item, consulting fees. Now the homework is being done, Chairperson. This is what happens when you study inside of the lecture. Proceed. Nagana.
Now we understand the challenges that NSA have.
That's why there's a problem. And I'm going to finish it with my last point. Proceed. I want an answer.
Honorable members, Honorable Chair, I don't think this is fair because
Why is it not fair?
this is very detailed, and it requires, had we received, we would have attached evidence of these things. Like I indicate, I'm not giving an excuse. I came in October and these financials were already audited.
Chairperson, no.
So I need to have to go and consult to check this information.
Chairperson, the reason I'm saying that is because you can't come here, account, and then have nothing to account with. It is almost as if I must call you back for another meeting so you bring your details so that you can flesh them out. We are fleshing them out now. That is when the fleshing out is happening. So can't you tell me what you spent 47,000 Rand on for consulting fees? You can't tell me. Yes or no?
No.
You don't know. As a CEO, you don't know. Okay. Then, on the Spar Proteas, in 2023, you spent 1,440,000 Rand. In 2024, you spent 622,757 Rand. I think we know what I'm going to ask. What was the consulting fees for? It's over 2 million Rand in consulting fees. What were the consulting fees for? 2 million. There's netball players and coaches that are watching this now, wondering what happened to that 2 million. Couldn't my players get balls? Couldn't my players get kits? Couldn't my players get tackies? Couldn't my players get a court? But there's 2 million on consulting fees. What was the consulting fees for? Chairperson, I'm convinced that I was speaking English.
Yeah, Honorable Jacobs, I'm going to skip you. We have to reschedule a follow-up discussions.
So can I confirm, Chairperson, that she does not have the answers as we speak? That the CEO and members of the executive do not have the answers as we speak?
There's no responses. There's no responses.
There's no responses. They don't have the answers. They can't account.
So we have to get this on the latest stage, and perhaps, Honorable Liam Jacobs, may I request that you put that down on paper and that we get a response in due course.
You paid 773,530 rand in 2024 and 2,154,547 rand in 2023 on what is called consulting and professional fees. Can I please get clarity on what that is, what it means, and what you paid it for? I do it interpellation style, so I want the answer.
Okay. No, thanks, Honourable Member. The acting CFO would, if you could just zoom to that specific transaction and give an account of what it is for.
Okay, thank you, Honourable.
I think the mic is a bit far.
Is it far? Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's consulting fees.
Consulting and professional fees, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why there's an increase from the previous year, which is 2022-23, to the year under review, is that there was a boxing awards event which took place in Durban in the 2024 financial year. So there were a lot of consulting work that was appointed, which made an increase to this value,
Okay,
to this amount.
So what I'm gathering is that you spent about 8% of your budget. Your budget is about, or your grants is about 20 to 26 million around there. You spent 8% of that on an award ceremony. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
You spent 8% on an award ceremony. Okay? I just want that on record, because I think that when boxers themselves and their coaches look at an 8% that was spent on an award ceremony versus millions that could have gone towards, and it is millions, if I added up 2.1 million plus 770,000 is about 2.8 million. If I add that up, that is 2.8 million that went towards professional and consulting fees. Right? Now, you said it's for an award ceremony. Is that an award ceremony that took place over 2 years? Because
No.
I see 2023 and 2024.
No, it happened in July of 2023. That's why it falls within the 2023-24 financial year.
Okay, then what is the 2.1 million?
2.1 million.
Yes, in 2023.
It's all consulting fees. The
Yes.
majority of it relates to the BSA awards.
The majority of it. What's the rest of it?
Yes. What goes in there is also consulting within BSA, if there's any.
So you pay yourself to
consulting
consult
work.
yourself?
Well, we sometimes need professional, experience or.
Don't you have that professional experience yourself? What for?
I am not sure, sir. It's
You don't
just
know?
it's different consulting jobs which were appointed during that financial year.
So you don't know what those consulting jobs are?